Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for our Summer 2015 client orientation for the SBTDC's Technology Commercialization Summer Internship Program. Program is in its 14th year now. We're happy to say that over 100 clients, small businesses, have taken part in the project, and over 100 interns as well. So long string of success, and we're looking forward to a great summer this year. So we'll start off with some general information about logistics of the program this summer. Each student, each intern, will work with 2 SBTDC clients over the course of the summer. So they'll approximately provide 2.5 days a week of service, so about 20 hours of service per week per client. The project, each intern will work or split their week up in half with each client, and that will equate to about 200 hours of total service for you, the small business, over the summer. Each intern, and therefore each company, is going to be linked with what we call a mentor. And that mentor is either myself, John Uberry, Mike Carnes, and Chris Beal. All of us are on our technology development and commercialization team. The goal of the mentor-intern, mentor-client relationship is really kind of the center spoke of the wheel between all of the 3 different entities to make sure that the project is running as smoothly as possible and that communication lines are remaining open between all of the parties involved. So mentors will be meeting with students on a weekly basis. Those meetings will revolve around discussions of the project work that they're working on, addressing any issues, any challenges that may be arising regarding what needs to be done in the project, etc. So we as mentors will be in very close contact on a weekly basis with all of the interns. In terms of keeping the communication channels open, this is one of the main sources of success or lack thereof within this program, and that is making sure that all of the communication lines stay completely open throughout the entire summer. There have been a couple of cases over the hundreds of projects that we've worked on that have not gone as well as they could have because one of the parties did not maintain open lines of communication. So, for example, a client may not be responding to emails or phone calls from the intern, and vice versa. The intern is not responding to emails or calls from their client. That has happened in the early days of this program, and that's why we really try to nail or hit home the point that if there are any communication lapses, please be sure to communicate that to us whenever you start seeing it happen, and that way we can jump in and make sure that an issue is fixed if there is indeed an issue. So don't hesitate whatsoever to communicate with us throughout the whole program. Work location. The interns can indeed work virtually with you if needed. There's no requirement for the intern to have office space at your facility. That simply is stated because some clients have office space and some don't. So whatever the situation is, it's between you and the intern to figure out the logistics of where the work is going to be done and where you plan on meeting if the intern's not there on a regular basis. So If you do have space, it's great if the intern can be at your location. That way they can see what the environment is that you work in and really get a feel for how the entrepreneurial, get a feel for the entrepreneurial flavor of your business just by being there. So, but that is very, very flexible in terms of where they do their work. Now let's talk about a very important point from your standpoint and from ours, and that point is confidentiality. Now, interns become employees of the SBTDC, and as a result of that, interns are held to the confidentiality policies that are set forth in the standards of conduct form that we require all interns in their orientation session to sign. That form is signed by all SBTDC employees, again including the interns, at the time that they start employment with the SBTDC. Now, what that form tells you is that they have agreed with the policy stating that any client information that you share with them and you share with us as business counselors cannot be shared outside the organization without your consent. Now, we fully expect and have not had any problems whatsoever with this, that the interns will handle your business information with a high level of confidentiality associated with it. Now, on that note, interns are not allowed to sign non-disclosure agreements that you may have an interest in them signing. And the reason for that is that if they sign a non-disclosure agreement, that intern would not have the ability to work as a team with the rest of the SBTDC. So we work, all client engagements are not just individual efforts. You're not just necessarily working with one employee of the SBTDC. You're working with potentially the entire SBTDC depending on what your needs are. So we incorporate that same idea into this internship program. So interns are not allowed to sign non-disclosure agreements. Confidentiality lies completely with that confidentiality policies form that they sign. Now, as you noted in the email that I sent to you last week, the intern that you're linked with is starting on either May 11th or June 3rd, or excuse me, June 8th. So May 11th or June 8th. That initial meeting that you have with the client will be, should be at the beginning of that week if you've not had a meeting with them prior to that. That first meeting that you have with your intern is going to be one of the most important meetings of the summer. That meeting should revolve around what is a work plan, or what are the deliverables that you as a business would see as being the most valuable in coming out of this project. Okay? And then working backwards from there, based on what your hopeful deliverables are, that intern will be able to work backwards to say, okay, I have a 10-week period of time to try to meet the goals of these deliverables. Now, how am I going to get there? And that information is what we're going to be requesting of them in the work plan that they develop in week 1. And that work plan is going to be a detailed document or a detailed table that shows what are the steps that they plan to take to achieve these deliverables. So week 1, we are going to be requesting that the interns send us and send to you the detailed work plan that they've created. And we want to make sure that that's as completed as possible. Now, just like any work plan, that's going to be somewhat of a flexible document throughout the period of the summer. Some items may take a little bit longer to complete. Some items might not take as long to complete. So on a weekly basis, we're going to ask the interns to keep track of their progress with their work plan and to update it on a weekly basis as the summer is progressing. Now, sometimes clients will try to, based on some immediate needs they may have, they may attempt to work in another deliverable into the summer. Just keep in mind that if you do have a deliverable that you come up with that is not on the original work plan, that the intern may have to move another piece of that work plan off, and that may not be completed. So just keep that in mind. So here's a sample work plan that we'll be requesting of the intern, and you'll be seeing something similar to this after week 1. Again, weeks 1 through 10. There's weeks 1 through 11 here because week 11 incorporates a couple of days at the end that is there because of the 2 holidays that fall in the middle of the program. So they have to make up those 2 days. But anyway, deliverables are noted, and on a weekly basis, the progress will be noted. In addition to that work plan, the interns are required to report to the SBTDC in a detailed fashion the work that they carried out over the week, each week, what are the milestones that they achieved, etc. And that, therefore, that information is incorporated into our client database management system. So just as all SBTDC employees are required with any client engagement, we must go into our client management system and define the work that we did. We have to do that on a weekly basis. So back to the big C word, communication. Especially if the intern is not going to be co-located at your facility. Really important to nail down at the beginning of the summer which day of the week and what time you plan and the intern plan to meet together, hopefully face-to-face. In person is obviously best. So if you happen to not be available for a particular period of time, perhaps you're going to a conference out of town, perhaps you're going on vacation, etc., and you're not going to be available for a week, be sure that you put somebody else at the business in contact with the intern so that they always have a point of contact that's going to be there available to communicate during the summer. So just make note at the beginning, if you have plans to be out of town, think about who else you might put in contact with the intern in the mentor in your absence. So group sessions, there will be 4 group sessions that we hold with the interns throughout the summer. The first will be the orientation that is held on the first day, so either May 11th or June 8th. All of the interns will come together for 3 hours and we'll walk them through what the entire summer looks like, discuss the confidentiality policies, etc. Following that, we'll have an additional 3 group meetings. In those group meetings, they'll have an opportunity to discuss, as a team, what's going on with their projects, what challenges they have, and there's going to be a lot of good sharing that goes on between interns. The third group meeting that we have that happens in July is a session where we ask the interns to carry out or present a 60-second elevator pitch for each of their 2 clients. And this is a great project that they can work collaboratively with you on so that both of you can kind of learn from the process of how do we tell our story in 60 seconds. And in that that elevator pitch, we'll ask the intern to tell us, the audience, or ask us to play a particular audience. So they can ask us to be an investor, a customer, a partner, etc. So this gives them an opportunity to look at your business and say, who do we really need to pitch to at this present time, and then they can practice that in our group session. So great thing for you to work collaboratively with them on. And then finally, presentations. At the very end of the program, at the end of the 10 weeks, the interns will have a total of 7 minutes to present to our entire group about all of the good work that they did on the project with you. Now, ask also that on their final couple of days, they set aside a few hours with you, the client, to very clearly demonstrate, here are the deliverables that we developed, and use that as kind of a stepping off point for them to recommend steps that you can take once they are going back to school for the fall. So with that, hopefully that provides a good lay of the land for you regarding your role in this project. Again, I'll reiterate that the SBTDC is here to make sure that everything is running as smoothly as possible. I'm always available, as well as Chris Beal and Mike Carnes, the other my team members and mentors in this program. Staying in communication with us, whether it be sharing good information or you think challenges are arising, don't hesitate to call or email us. And ultimately, we're looking for a lot of value to be added to your business through this program. And we've had some great successes, and we're looking forward to another great summer here. So on that note, let's open it up to any questions. You can type in your questions in the toolbar on the right side of your screen, and we can go over those right now. Well, first question is, can you send your presentation? Yes, I'll definitely send this. I'm also recording the session, so hopefully if the quality is good enough, I'll send out a link so that you can review that and keep it in your files. Also, let us know if at this point you've not gotten in touch with or haven't heard from your intern. Hopefully at this point you have, and you've gotten you know, kind of a date set for your initial meeting. Next question, will companies be able to attend the final presentation session? Yes, that is absolutely fine. Again, this will be somewhat of an abbreviated presentation that they give in the group session. The more detailed one will be directly between you and the intern and perhaps the mentor. But yes, we do open it up to clients to attend that final presentation in either July or August. So with that, I don't see any more questions popping up. Hope you have a great afternoon. We're looking forward to an awesome summer. A lot of work goes into this program, and at the end, it really does pay off. So look forward to working with you. Have a great afternoon, and we will talk again soon.